Hello, this is Editorial from Bricksmaven, and in this video we're going to be building this editorial timeline. It's quite creatively done. It has a subtle interaction, whereas if you hover over a let's refer to this as a card, it will actually the underline under the date will grow, right, as you can see here. So this is what we'll be building in this video, and this we're going to handle a lot of stuff in this video, right? And yeah, just follow me as I build this, and hope you guys learn a lot from it. And I'll also be learning, obviously, as I'm building, because I'm just trying to make all these videos, and I am learning to, first of all, present, explain stuff. And I noticed that in some places that you kind of hit a wall, like, okay, how do I explain that? How do I make that visual? Or how do I put that into words, right? And yeah, this is a good way to do that, right? So let's just get started. Let's jump into it. And yeah, first of all, I will move my head to the side, and let's just start adding the section. So this is timeline 14. Yes, it's timeline 14. We'll have two blocks here. This will just be content, and this will be the timeline list. And in the content we'll add I'll just drop in a block from the remote library. I'm not going to build something from scratch, so we'll just drop that in here. So that's set. And for the timeline list, we need this will be an ordered list, and then we need a card, right? So this will just be the card, and this will basically just be if we had a custom post type, this will be repeated, right? So it'll just be repeated. Let me check this. Okay, it's all the same. So what do we need for our card? We also need two blocks. Yeah, we need two blocks, and this will be the content, and this will be media. Let me add the image to it. Image here, and on the content, I think we need another block. This is for the date, and then we need another block for the content. So we need two blocks here, another one. So the content will come on top anyways, and this should just be date. Okay, in the content we have a heading, we have a basic text, and as for the date, this will also be a basic text. There we go. Just call this date data. This will just be the text, and it will be a h3, and I think this is all we need. So let's start with the card. This is a timeline 14 card, and we don't need to sync the labels, so it's content, timeline 14 card content. That doesn't make sense. Timeline content is twice. Oh yeah. I'll call this card content. Yeah. Or yeah, card content is okay. No, they need to be timeline 14 card content. So I'll just say this is coming up with names sometimes is not the easiest thing. Why don't I say this is the top instead of date? Okay, you know what, just call this date wrapper. Okay, let's try this again. Card. Let's go to BEM. Time 14. Okay, so we have the content, top, heading, text, data wrapper, data, media. Okay, let's apply that. So this is done. We need to add timeline to this too. Whoops. Timeline 14. List. And it should basically ignore all the styling on the card. Only this. We have our intro set, so it's timeline 14. Copy that, add it to the container, also a class, and we have the content left, which is content, and we are done. So we don't need to do anything on the section. On our container, we just need a gap, so we add a container gap, and on our content we don't need to do anything, so we jump right straight to the timeline list, where we will be adding a UL tag. On the card we'll be adding a LI tag. The heading was tagged correctly, the text needs a paragraph, the data tag will be a paragraph. So this would be like 2018, and this will be, it all comes down to this. And let's copy this text. Okay, so everything has a class now. Oh, the image needs a figure tag and cover. I will leave the aspect ratio open. I'll just leave that open. Okay. Let's just do some basic styling on the grid. So we need a list utility class of list none here, and then this should be a 2-column grid, right? Because it's supposed to be split, so it's a 2-column grid. So remember, we have grid tracks. It runs, so we have 1, 2 in the middle, and 3. So basically what we're going to do is the odd cards, so the cards that run from 1, 3, 5, etc. will be positioned on the right side, and the even cards will be positioned on the left side. So we'll need to just position them on our grid, right? So let me continue. Let me go to the card, give this a content gap. I will make sure that the this needs to be set to I'm gonna use grid. I'm gonna also use grid here. So this will be grid, and I'll just give it a grid gap. And as for the template columns, we need, let's see, this is 2 by 1, right? 2 by 1, or is it 3 by 2? 2 by 1, 3 by 2, yeah. So this 3 by 2, and on the content, we need to give this a content gap. So there's spacing here. On the top, we also need to give that a content gap. It's a bit much. Yeah, it's a bit much. So we'll need to give this a calc function, divide this by 2, so it's a bit less. So this is separated. I will flip the data wrapper, right? So I will change the order to make sure that that comes on top, and it doesn't. Wait, let me see if I missed anything here. Flex, this is set to flex, right? So top, data wrapper, oh wait, that's Z index. Wow. So there we have it. So this is on top, and let us just add an image. I'm going to add 2 different images to see how it looks, because this is a card that is, this image is okay. I don't is, oh no, this is I need something different. Okay, I don't have an example of an image that is like very tall. You know what, let's just add one of these. I think this is all 500 by 500. This is 1920 by 1920. This is not really gonna see a difference. Okay, this could work. The question now is, does this need to be centered? Yes, we're going to center it. So we'll do that on the card itself. We'll say center the aligned items, so it's all centered. Okay, let's save. And I just want to make sure that I get the basic styling down before, because we're going to be writing a lot of CSS. So I just need to get the basic styling down. And as for the positioning on the grid, let me first just duplicate this. So automatically it comes here. We'll need a space. I've not added any grid gap. I might, let me see how much space. I might have to increase the grid gap. So grid gap, whoops, grid gap divided by, no, times 2. Grid gap times 2 might be a bit more, maybe times 4. Yeah, this is good. So the second card will be 2019. Obviously this card, this element, you can maybe use a custom field, right, to fill in this data and just add it through the backend, right? So this could be like a timeline for your company or something, and or for some kind of happening. You just change it, or you can be creative and use it for another kind of use, whatever you want to use it for. So you could also use this for just a normal post, right? Post archive or something, and then just add the date here. You could also do that. So choice is all yours. Let me just save real quick. Let me remove this and add something else. Let's try this. That's a bit, have a bit more height here. Okay, so now basically I have now set the foundations. So if I go here, what do I get? Okay, 2 columns, 2 columns, 2 columns. Okay, so now I want to think about this. Let's see how this scales down responsively. So once it goes down, when it hits 9, I think it hits 991, it then the content stacks. But on the odd cards, the image is under the content, whereas on the even cards, the image is on top. So we'll have to be doing some magic there. But as you can see, I made it in such a way that it stays, you know, even when it's on, let's say, let's choose iPad or something. See, it stays 2 column. I just did that so that it still looks cool on mobile and it's still readable and you can still distinguish the two columns from each other. So, okay, let's get back to what we're doing. So now the next step that I need to do, maybe it's best let me just create two more and change the images of them. Something like this, and something like this. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so now the first thing that I would want to do is, first of all, add the line that's in the middle. So let's add this line, right? That is connecting the timeline. So we'll be using a before pseudo element. So before, and now say content. This. Oh, I forgot. I need to add position relative here because it will be the before element will be position absolutely. Position absolute. There we go. And we're going to say that the left, oops, that come from left, we're going to push it 50% in. And I want the height to be 100% at all times. And the width of this line that I'm creating should be, I don't know, I think this is 2 pixels or something. 2 pixels or 0.2 rem. And the color, so this would be background color, will be neutral dark. See, there it is. Our line just appeared. So the line will be as long as our content, right? So we have a line, and all these cards will be connected to this line, and that line sits under the date, and the same date here we're adding a also add a before pseudo element to it to make sure that we have our lines connected. Okay, so this has been set here on the timeline list. We do not, let's see if it scales now. We do not need to do anything here. This is set. Okay, so let's go to our cards now, and here's where we're going to be writing a lot of CSS. I will make a change here because let's say this should be Excel. Yeah, that's good. And 700, is it thick too? No, it's just normal. Okay, normal. So I think that's all that we need. So let us now start writing our CSS. So first of all, I want to see what to do first. Let us flip. So on the even cards, we want to flip it, right? We want to make sure that the media is on the left side and not on the right side, right? Oh, sorry, that goes for this. This is the second card. Oh, let me just add the dates correctly. So we have 2019, 2020, and 2021. So there are a few things that we need to do. We have to make sure that the even cards are on the left side and the odd cards are on the right side. That's one. And we also need to flip the images. So let's just do that first. So first things first, I will position them correctly. So we go to a card and we write the following: root, and let's just say int child odd the grid column positioning should be 2 to -1. So see what happens. The odd cards are now positioned on the right side. That's 1. So now let's go over to the even cards. Okay, so we get that setting. We'll say 1. We want this to move to 1 to 2, right? So this is what we get. So we have actually 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me see. Now we want to target. So I'll copy this and we'll say I want to target the media file on the even cards because we need this flipped, right? And yeah. So I'm going to remove this and then say the root in child even. We target the root. What was it called again? I think it's just root media. Right? Wow. Okay. Media. You want to set the order here to -1. Order. See what we get here. But now we also need to change the on the even here. We need to change the grid. What's it called? The grid. Is it the grid column? No. What's it called again? The grid template columns is yeah, we need to change that because now the image is bigger than the content, so we need to flip this around. So we need to go back to our CSS and say here that the grid template columns is column, or is it columns? Wait, is it grid template column or columns? I think it's columns. Is, wait, let's do it this way. Is grid, I don't know, does grid 2, 3 exist? Yeah, it exists. So this var grid 2, 3. So if you're just writing, if you're doing this for core or for vanilla CSS, so you just write min max, then you have the 0, comma 1, no, 2 fr, and then also min max 0, comma 3 fr. You get the same result. So I can just show that real quick. So that will be min max. You would do this and min max 0, 3 fr. So you get, this gives you the same result, right? So but we're doing it now, we're using variables. So now basically what I've done is just flip the images. Same thing that we did here, flipping the images. And our images are centered, so everything is looking good. So now the next thing that I will want to do is, let me check out the responsiveness real quick. Yeah. Let me quickly also make a change. I'm thinking, what could I do? I'm just thinking, should I already fix the cards on the lower devices, or should I do that later? I'll do that later. Let us just focus now on the before. So under the date, you want to have a line that extends to the center line, right? So let us just start. Push the even stuff down. And here we want to say root we need to target the data. That's the date wrapper. Date wrapper is what we want. So root date wrapper. Root date wrapper before. Here is our content, and on the date wrapper, okay, you know what? I'll just add that to CSS. I wanted to just let's do it this way. I need to add a position relative first. Let's do it this way. Let's just add it here. Position relative. Okay. Here we have our position absolute. And our width is 100%. Alright. Is about 0.1 rem. And our color do neutral, dark also. There we have it. Before, but because it's on the, I want it to be on the bottom, so bottom 0, so it moves under it. And I would also want it to maybe move a little bit, but let's use a variable for that. So we say space, let's try m, that's not good enough. Let me just check something out. If I have like a minus number, right, so it goes down. Okay, so I would use a calc function. Say calc. I want it to be a negative number. So -1 times this. Var space m. Oh wait, I made a mistake. See, calc. How did this happen? -1 times m. Okay, this is way too much. Excess. Perfect. Okay, so we have our excess here. So we have this variable of excess, which is now giving us a line. But as you can see, we want it to connect to the middle line, right? So I'll have to tweak I'll have to tweak the width, right? And I was thinking on my timeline list, I have a grid gap. Let's say if let me just copy this, so it's stuck to it like this. And now I added this, so now I'm thinking I need to bridge this gap. So I need to add, let's see if I add that grid gap to the width, if it will add the extra space that I need. So this, we need to write another calc function again. So we say calc, and we have our 100%. We want to do it plus our var grid gap I think times 2, because I think that's half of it. Let's see, this is even correct, because it's going the other way. I want it to go, so we need it to be, need to think real quick. So it will be good for the even that it's like this. Do I need to have it negatively, a negative number, for it to go the other way? So we have 100 plus, and if I say -1 times, and then also put this like this and to this. Okay, I'm definitely breaking something. Let's see. We have -1 times 100 plus am I missing something here? 100 plus I always find this tough, but sometimes I add too much of these parentheses. Let me see. Wow, this is 1, right? 2, 3. What am I missing? What am I missing here? Wait, let me just give this a think. Just trying to figure out how to fix this. Okay, let's try something here. I'll take this off, and I'll also remove this. And what if we push this back to the left? Let's try that. So we say left. Let me do it here. Funny thing about this build is, it's been a while since I built this card, and I put a lot of thought into it. And now it's been a while. I'm rebuilding it now. So once I'm done with this video, I will be comparing what I did then, what I'm doing now, to see if I did things differently or if it's exactly the same. But we'll see. So we need to set this, we need to move it. I think we also need this, copy this. So I'm using the same grid gap in a calc function to push it the other way. So we need this here. Let me see if I'm doing this right. Var. Okay, wait, we have a var times 2. I don't think I need this. And this has to be times -1. Right. Here we go. Look. Yes. Okay, we got it. So if you don't know what happened, what I basically did is this grid gap that I have here is times 4, right? So if I divide that by 2, I'll have grid gap times 2, right? So the space that the card has moved from the center is actually the half of this calculation, right? So I just need half of this calculation plus 100% to make up for this space, which we just did here, right? So that's why this works the way it is. Once we flip it in the reverse, we'll have to give this a positive number to make this fit. So let's do that right now. So all I need to do is just copy the same thing, but this time I will, you know what, I'll say root date wrapper, and then pin this to the odd child, only the odd childs. So this would be odd, and I'll take the same thing, date wrapper odd before. Okay, why did it break? And child root date wrapper. Just thinking, did I miss anything here? Oh wait, sorry, my bad. This is supposed to be on the root, so is and child, and then odd, and there you go. So let's copy this and let's put this right here. Let me just add a little bit of some commentary. So this is the odd card styling, while the other one is the even card styling. So we can distinguish the two. Okay, so here we have even, and here we can make that change where I think we should give this it should be just positive. And we need to, so it says left, like if it's, is the line coming from the left or the right? Let's see, right. Okay. So the width, need to push it to the left is the other way. You know what, if I leave it as left. Ah, I see. So what is going on here? And left is going too far. It's an extra 2. I need to push it. Wait, if I do 4, it goes the other way around. 2. Sometimes my brain just needs to click. I need to move it. I need to think. What? Okay, so I will just remove this. I think this. Wait. That was times 2. Great gap. Times 2. Huh. Tricky. It moves it there. I'm missing something here. Can't quite lay my finger on it. Okay. If any extra, if I say 4, it keeps on going to the goes to the left, right. Okay, okay. So if I say right, it goes to the right, times 2. Okay, if we make this negative now, it should move it back to the other side. So this, okay, this here, and then times -1. Was it already good? Okay, times -1 is it? Yes, there it is. Sometimes, wow. Yeah, this one was for me. I really had to like crack my head to think about the calculations, right? Okay, so now we have it. Whew. Okay. Let me see. There it goes. Okay. Okay, it's looking good. So now what I want to do is I want to add some hover effects to it, because here, as you can see, I'll take this away. We have this effect going on, right? So I don't even see. Yeah, so what I want to do here is, first of all, the background color is neutral dark, right? And I was thinking, let's say somebody hovers over the card. Maybe we should do something with, changing the colors. But let's see. Let me just, let's see something here. And first we will need a transition here, by the way. Transition, let's do 5 ease. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. And here we want to actually just change the color to dark. Do we have ultra dark? What's the colors? What do we have here? We have colors, we have dark, medium, ultra dark, neutral, light, ultra light. Maybe we should change to dark. Oh, we already have that. Medium, medium, medium. So that will happen once you hover over the card. I haven't seen anything. Is anything happening? Wait. In child odd and then over. Nothing is changing. Wait. Let me put this to light. I'm not seeing any change at all. Oh, it's changing. Look. There it is. I'll just keep it at medium. So we have a slight change in color. What I find strange is that the lines are thicker here, and here it's thin. Here it's thin again, while it has the same height, which is just weird to me. Okay, so now we want to also have a line that's growing, right? And that one I created with the after pseudo element. So wait, let me also set this one here. Let's set this to even over before. Oh, we're not seeing the color. It's working, but the color is not. Okay, I really need to. Let's just put it at neutral. What's neutral? Can we see? No changes. Light. Okay, light changes. And we need the transition on it too. I forgot. There we go. Okay, now this is working much better. Let me also change this to light. Guys, I hope you guys are following this. I hope everything is clear what I'm doing and it makes sense. Okay, so now we have our colors that are changing. So now we need, like I said before, I need to add a after pseudo element. So this is on the odd card. I'll start with the odd card. So this after, all the settings will be the same, right? Because it has to be on the same place, but our width will be set to 0 because we want it to grow, obviously. So 0 width, and maybe our height will be like 4. No, 1, sorry. And no, I'll set it to 4. So that once we hover over it, you see a thick line growing, and this will be set to what could we do here? I think I'll just leave it at dark. We have our ease, and we also want to set the transition of the width on let's try 1 second. See what that does. Drinking here. Okay. And I also need to create a hover for the after pseudo class. And here is where we add the width. Let me just copy this width. I need to retype it because it's the same length. We want the bar to grow, right, to the same width as the before element. So I'll just add it here, and we'll see the height. See, look, boom. Okay, 4 is a bit aggressive. 2 is okay. See that? That is super cool. That's what you get. So now that we've done that, we have to do the same thing for the even card. So just copy everything here, copy, and then switch over to the even. And this is where let's see, this even, we have to change this to even, and also this to even. And we have the same thing going on here, or only we need to move the we need to switch this to right, and it's all working as it should. Okay, so we've come a long way, right? Oh, by the way, there are 5 cards. Let me add an extra card to it, duplicate, and there are 5 cards. So now what I want to do is make sure that the spacing, right? I'm going to translate these cards, only the even cards. I want to move them up, because look here, these are not on the same line, right? So I need to move them up. So what I will do is say transform, translate on the y-axis, right? I'll do something like minus 50%. So it sits at the middle, so 50% is the middle. If I said 100%, it will do that. So 50% is okay. Let me just open up this one so that we can see it. So there we have it. Pretty cool. Let me see if so basically what you could do to maybe make things you could enhance it, right? We could add like locally scoped variables, because we use some random yeah, I wouldn't say random, but I use some sizes here, like this could be like the height of the border. I could add all locally scoped variables to easily make these changes, and that would just make it easy to manage this all the styles here, right? But the last thing, but I won't be doing that though. The last thing that we want to do is fix the different breakpoints. So this, I would say it's fairly good, but it's still kind of squished, right? So maybe from this breakpoint we want the cards to stack. So let's go back to our styling, and here we'll just add a media query, media, I would say max width is 991 pixel, and this is where we want to say that I'll start with the even. The media is on top. Okay, the media can stay the same, so I'll start with even right there. Wow, let's just indent this. Okay, so we have this grid set up. What we basically want is a 1-column grid, still the same grid column, and it should still be, yeah, still the same translate. So this is what we want, see? And as for the odd styling, by the way, let me take these two away. We don't need that. And let me just move this in. Wait, I'll just move this in. And I'll also like to switch this up to the same thing. So we get, so on the odd columns, the image just follows the normal flow of that, or whatever we've set there. And on the even, we have flipped the image to be on top. So it just gives us a very nice alternate feeling also on in the breakpoints where it's stacked, right? So that's looking good. So this stays like this, and this definitely stays like this, which is could be an issue, to be fair. You know what, let's do something cool here. This is what we'll do on mobile. We will make sure that the before pseudo element on the timeline list, right, that sits in the middle, we'll move it to the left side, and we'll just stack all the cards, right? So let's go and do that, right? So check this out. So I'll go here, and I'll say media query again. So max width, max width, that is 478 pixel. Let's just copy this, and here the left should just be set to 0. Let me see if this is the case. Okay, so now it's set here, right? So now we can go back to our cards, and we'll need to create another media query on mobile, so 478, and then here we basically need to break the grid columns that we created. So on the even, we had 1, 2. We'll just say grid columns. I'll just unset that, and also onset on the odds. Let's see what we get. Okay, so now we get this. I think I need to, instead of onsetting them, I need to where is my style? Hello. Oh, sorry, I need to span them. Let me see what happens there. Oh, wait. My timeline list is 2 column. Okay, so on mobile I need to make them 1 column so that it works, and I need to fix the translate. So the 2 things I need to do. So it's 1 column now. So that was good. Let me see if onset works. It's supposed to work. Okay, same thing. Cool. On the, where is it? The even cards, we need to remove the transform and just set it back the way it was. So 0. So they all sit back on their place, right? 2018, and we need to fix the. We need to remove. Okay, I need to give it some space. It's like slammed into the line, right? But we can fix that. What can I possibly do? We could add a padding. Maybe we could use the same grid gap to add that padding, right? Because we want space here. Okay, let's just try that out. So I will go back to, let me see here. Oh, wait. Let us first decrease. I want the content gap to be less on mobile. So I'll go to mobile, and here I'll say 2. So it's less. So because the space was a bit much. And now let's go back to our card styling. On our media query here, what can I basically, I could do 2 things. I could add a padding to the card itself, right? So that would look like this. So a card, root, this will go for both cards. It would be a padding inline start would be, yes, would be this, but then 2. Let's see, so the space here now, so this one works. The odd, the even does not work, so I need to fix that. So let's go back to our card here and say we need our, what is it called, this. So our right is pushing it away, right? So we need to set this to left. So on mobile, on our, wait, so we need to take this, the date wrapper before, that's what we need to change, because we want to push this back here, right? That's what we're doing right now. So I'll just put that in the even styling, notch that in, and what we basically need here, we don't need all this stuff, we just need the left. So if I'm correct, it should be good now. See? No, it's not. Oh, I also need to do it for the after. Where is it? After here, I need to do the same thing. Or wait, isn't it best if I just do it this way? So I have my before, and I also have my after. So this should do the trick. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so we've done that, but we have one more issue. As you can see, the images are touching each other. So we need to then remove the order on the even cards. Let's see. So here, this, we'll take this, and I'll also unset this on mobile. Set this, and our lives are looking pretty good now. I didn't even do this on the original cards, right? The original cards have 2 columns. But yeah, this is also a good way of setting this up. And as you can see now, we have our timeline set. Everything is looking good, right? I can also do some tests. Let me see. Let me save this. By the way, I've noticed when it comes to like testing your site, right? We have all these online testing tools, but I've noticed that there's some testing tools that are not really accurate. And I have been using one that is quite accurate. That's Lambdatest, because you basically test on like real devices. So here we have a Mac. It really tests, so it really loads it in a real device, so I can see how it looks like. So we have Safari. You can choose the resolution. Yeah, so let's test it in Safari. Let's start. Let's see if it even looks good. And if there are any bugs, we can take care of them. So would you look at that? Okay. I'm gonna go back because this is too big. It's way too big. Let me end this session. Yeah, this is okay. What they already selected for me was good. So let's go, let's do that again. So it's actually loading it in the actual browser for me, right? And now I can kind of scroll through it and see how it looks like. So it looks good in Safari. So I'm glad. So let's end this session. Or I'm on a paid plan. So if you're on a free plan, you can only do so much. I think only a few, maybe they might have changed their plans by now, but you could do like a few sites per. I don't think it was even per day. I think it's per day, but I just got a plan because I could just do multiple tests, right? So we can also test this on mobile, but they have a virtual mobile. But I don't think, no, that's sorry, that's app. So here again, you can choose Apple. Go to like an iPhone, test on the iPad. Let's test on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. See how that looks like. But I've noticed that this app really catches some issues that I would not normally get if I was using other providers. Couldn't always get the right, because clients will tell me this doesn't look good on the iPhone, but I cannot replicate it, right? So yeah, just loading it up. Here we go, and there we go. Can just scroll down. So that's why I really like Lambdatest. so you guys can check it out for yourself, but it's pretty cool. So this is looking good. And yeah, there are a lot of stuff you can do. You can take screenshots, right? You can mark bugs. You can record a session, and as you can see, it has all the cool stuff you can do. Never really gone in depth. I really use the basic features, right? I can test Word, but yeah, as you can see, I can test iPad. I can go back to Android and basically test any phone I want. Yeah, so as you can see, it's all looking good. And yeah, in this version I added some padding to the top. I didn't do that here. And in this version I also added a padding to the last child because it actually reaches the end here. You know what, let me do that real quick. That will be the last thing I'll be doing, and then we're done. So on the card, we want to add, I'll add it here, so it's root. I want to add a padding to the last child. No, sorry, last child. And then it's a padding, yeah, padding block end. That would be space. Let's do space XL. So now we have a small padding. Let's just bump it a little bit more. And you know what? I'll also add to the top. Let's just do it correctly. First child also here. First child start. That is a lot, but it's okay. Probably have to do something. No, this is good. This is good. It's okay. Okay, so now we are officially done. Welcome to the end of this tutorial again. I really like doing this. I really had to crack my brain with those lines again, but I got it done. And yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot from this again. Hope you guys enjoy this. There will be chapters. I'm saying this even at the end, so you can skip through the video, skim through the video as you like. Should have said this at the beginning. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this. Did you learn anything? Are you going to use this for your own projects? Let me know. Could I have done something better? Did I miss anything? I know there are a lot of things I could have done better, you know, but those are things I will need to think about, like adding locally scoped variables. That's one. Maybe better management of the media queries. Maybe I could have used the main way to do things differently. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, and let me know what you guys think. Okay, have a nice day. Bye bye.